Coming up on Evening Edition.
If someone is experiencing sexual harassment, they can call that state hotline.
Illinois works to help sexual assault victims, plus a controversial fundraiser for a Little League team.
It's very despicable that he would even have the audacity to say that.
And young voices hope to get the attention of D.C. lawmakers. Live from Southern Illinois University, this is River Region Evening Edition. The state of Illinois is creating a new resource for victims of sexual harassment. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Jacob Gordon.
And I'm Zach Warhus. In light of the Me Too movement and an attempted sexual assault of a student right here in Carbondale, this new resource hopes to give people a place to turn to in times of need. Evening Edition's Justin Broom reports.
You have a right to be free of sexual harassment in the workplace, housing, educational, or business environment. That's what the Illinois Department of Human Rights says after announcing their new hotline for victims of sexual harassment. Callers can report sexual harassment through the toll-free number and also receive information on counseling and legal services. Laura Van Abema of the Women's Center in Carbondale says the hotline will provide additional resources to local shelters.
This is a way to centralize the reporting process and access to resources. So if someone is experiencing sexual harassment, they can call that state hotline to get more information.
Van Abema also believes that this hotline comes at the perfect time with the current focus of public conversation.
You know, with the Me Too movement, Time's Up movement, I think sexual harassment is certainly on people's minds lately, and so this is it's a good way to get information out there as well. You know, like I said, about resources.
The hotline is toll-free and can be reached during the week at 1-877-236-7703 for those who need it.
I would first of all let them know that they're not alone. This is sexual harassment is fairly common, and that they can contact us in addition to that state hotline for more information.
For Evening Edition, I'm Justin Broom.
The Sexual Harassment Hotline call center can be reached Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Mayor Anthony Ranella of Marion is in the beginning stages of a plan of action to secure Marion schools. Mayor Ranella said that this will increase police presence in Marion schools and connect security cameras directly to dispatch.
Regardless of what the incident was, if we could, take a look either out on the grounds or in the school through one of the cameras and give our responding officers a heads up as to the location of the incident and what it involved there.
Mayor Ranella says that this will cost about 6 figures.
Near Terre Haute, a 12-year-old girl has been arrested for making online threats against staff and classmates. Investigators say that the girl made threats over Snapchat. She faces a felony intimidation charge, and investigators say that they did not find any weapons.
If you're an Illinois parent wanting to apply for the state's new private school program, well, you're in luck. The Belleville News-Democrat says the system will reopen on February 27th. It crashed on January 31st, which was the first day it opened. Lawmakers approved the $75 million tax credit as part of the school funding overhaul.
An Edwardsville man faces prison time for threatening to kill the president. Joseph Pickett published multiple posts threatening the president on Facebook. He'll serve 6 months in prison and 3 years parole, but was not fined.
Well, it was a very windy day here in Southern Illinois.
It was so windy and warm.
Yes.
It felt like we were in early fall.
Jordan Taylor has our first look at weather.
It did feel pretty windy and felt pretty great for most of us, but this is what the story is for tonight and the next 48 to 72 hours. Storms stretching from the middle and northern parts of Texas all the way up into the Great Lakes. Michigan seeing the majority of the rain, especially central and northern parts of Illinois, northwest parts of Indiana, and southeast parts of Wisconsin seeing these heavier pockets of rain. We're getting ready to shortly see rain begin lightly, and then thunderstorms are going to pick up. So take a look at the next 12 hours. This is what we're tracking. We're starting at 67 by 7 p.m., but storms are going to be in our region, and you can check out there's a significant cold front right in between 11 and 1 a.m. where temperatures are going to drop significantly. So by the morning time, you see we are in the upper 30s. So later in my full forecast, we're talking about thunderstorms coming into our region, showers continuing overnight, and I do have the 5-day forecast plus your bus stop forecast for the kids. Back to you.
All right, thank you very much. A Missouri youth baseball team is raffling an AR-15 despite opposition. The raffle is meant to raise money for traveling expenses. A father of one of the players provided the gun and is also the co-founder of a local gun store. The raffle was organized before last week's Florida school shooting that killed 17 people and involved a similar firearm. Neosho's mayor admits the timing is unfortunate, but he supports the raffle and believes that criticism is coming from outside of the community.
They've been overwhelmed with a lot of positive support. I mean, the majority of it in this area is almost all the people are in support.
Baker says gun raffles are not uncommon in southwest Missouri and calls AR-15s perfect hunting rifles that his own children shoot.
And ahead on Evening Edition, survivors from the Parkland shooting have a few comments about the political climate.
Plus, a Wisconsin teen has an invention that could save the lives of fellow students. You're watching Evening Edition at 5.
In the wake of the Florida high school massacre, many teenage students are demanding that Congress and the president take some action to stop the mass shootings. But on CNN this morning, former Republican Congressman Jack Kingston questioned who was behind the students.
I think it's a horrible tragedy, and I'm heartbroken that young people have gone through this, and I hope that it never happens again. But I also know that their sorrow can very easily be hijacked by left-wing groups who have an agenda. Well, let's ask ourselves, do we really think that, and I say this sincerely, do we really think 17-year-olds on their own are going to plan a nationwide rally?
In response to Kingston's comments, a few students had words of disdain and encouragement.
I think it's a horrible tragedy, and I'm heartbroken that young people have gone through this, and I hope that it never happens again. But I also know that their sorrow can very easily be hijacked by left-wing groups who have an agenda. Well, let's ask ourselves, do we really think that, and I say this sincerely, do we really think 17-year-olds on their own are going to plan a nation?
As of right now, those students are making their way to Tallahassee to talk to the state officials about gun control.
A teenager in western Wisconsin has built a device that could save lives in a school shooting. Justin Rivert, a senior at Somerset High School, just invented Just In Case, a device that jams the door. Rivert has been awarded a patent for his invention.
Every staff knows exactly where these are located. The fact that we have a student within our district that was able to create something of this, what I believe of this magnitude, I think is pretty special.
Justin, who built enough devices for his high school over the summer, is in the process of building 50 more just-in-case devices, and a school district near Somerset has ordered 100.
An 11-year-old girl from Florida who was kidnapped over the weekend is now back home. John Peters Burns, her suspected abductor from Hoffman Estates, and the girl were tracked down at a hotel near Macon, Georgia on Sunday. Police say Burns, posing as a teenage girl, started communicating with the girl through PlayStation games and on the phone. Investigators say they found them by tracking the girl's cell phone and using some information from her mom.
And that's kind of what drew us in that direction.
Looking for a new gig? You're not alone. According to the recruitment firm Selby Jennings,
and was reunited with her parents on Sunday night. Charges are still pending against Burns, who is held in Georgia.
15 years ago today, 100 people lost their lives in a nightclub fire in Rhode Island, and 230 more were injured.
The fire was set off by fireworks from the band Great White, leading to a stampede at the front door. 15 years later, some things have changed for businesses in West Warwick, Rhode Island, and some survivors found healing.
I lost a student, some people I knew as friends. My brother-in-law was a fireman.
Whether the connection to this site is personal or respectful,
we wanted to just pay our respects,
or simply historical, like for 9-year-old Aiden Alves and his 8-year-old brother Austin.
I think it's very upsetting. I think it looks very sad because everyone died here.
I brought them down here, just explained to them what had happened.
People have been coming out all morning to mark the 15-year anniversary of the largest tragedy this state has ever seen, the Station nightclub fire.
It makes it even seem more real if it wasn't real before. Yeah. Us with all the names and the monuments and everything. It's really nice.
This is the first year the anniversary will be celebrated on the Memorial Park. It's the product of hard work and dedication of the 230 who survived that fateful night. But while they fought for this, they were also fighting for a new tax incentive that would allow small businesses to this year deduct the cost of retrofitting their establishment with a sprinkler system. It was included in the recent tax reform.
Many of them were on the Hill in Washington speaking to legislators, really telling the why this is important. And it's for them, they always say it's to honor those that were lost.
So they find healing in the helping.
Yes, absolutely.
The band's manager pled guilty to 100 counts of involuntary manslaughter and was sentenced to 15 years in prison.
When considering a new job, what's the first thing you think about? Probably money, right?
Well, according to a new survey, many workers say the perfect job isn't all about the cash. Phoenix Soon Simmons has today's Consumer Watch.
Looking for a new gig? You're not alone. According to the recruitment firm Selby Jennings, 75% of the more than 1,500 experienced professionals surveyed expect their next job to be at a different company.
People do have more choices than they've ever had. Unemployment's at historic lows. The access to information about different opportunities more widely available than ever, and there is a true war for talent out there for the absolute best people.
The majority of those surveyed say they will look at the whole package before accepting a new job and not just the money.
Money isn't everything. Things like culture, things like environment, diversity, inclusion, all of these factors play much higher importance than ever before, and much higher importance on why people actually stay with a firm or choose to go.
It's never too late to consider a job change.
There are lots of different ways to change your career trajectory in this day and age, so be open to new options out there and be readily available to take a look at them.
For Evening Edition, I'm Phoenix Soon Simmons.
There have been some light showers lately, but is the rain going to stick around? Jordan Taylor has your weather update next.
And stocks ended the day down today. Stay tuned for the nightly business report coming up tonight at 5:30 right here on WSIU.
Rain is the majority of the week, but Sunday, let me hear you guys say it. Sunday, hey, yeah. That looks like the pick of the litter right there with sun for the majority of the day and a high of 55. So as you can see, Mother Nature's gonna give us a break there, but you know spring.
Oh, yes.
What is that saying? April showers, spring make flowers. So, I know we're not in April yet, but.
Yeah. I think we're in swinter.
We're in swinter?
Swinter.
I never
crazy.
heard that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Jordan. And here's Patrick Cotto with a preview of what we got for sports.
Well, coming up, a university sport is in jeopardy, and we highlight one Saluki athlete who had a remarkable career here at SIU. Stay tuned. The USA men's Olympic hockey team competed for a trip to the quarterfinals. USA dominated Slovakia, riding a 2-0 shutout. Ryan Donato and James Wisniewski were a part of the scoring breakdown. The USA moves on to the quarterfinals, where they will face the Czech Republic. Wow, the USA dominating so many great Olympic events. Just amazing how it's happening.
Yeah, I hope they get gold. All right, thanks, Patrick. And there's some rain on the way, but can we expect a change in temperatures? Jordan has the final look at your forecast next.
But first, a viral workout video with an unlikely star.
Video of a workout would be nothing to write home about, but when your star is 93 years old and all smiles, it's a recipe for viral success. Helene Miller from PR South Dakota enjoys her workout, and the internet is absolutely loving it. Miller can't contain her laughter as she goes through the motions with her instructor, and Zane's daughter posted the video on Twitter and has been liked over 420,000 times. Man, I wish I could work out like that.
Yeah, I don't work out at all. She's putting me to shame.
Pretty much.
You know what the crazy viral video like that? I wonder if somebody would post a crazy viral video about weather.
Weather, well, we're going to get some. Hopefully someone doesn't go out and capture such a spectacular lightning we're going to see. But if you take a look at the radar, we are checking storms tracking from the middle of Texas up into the Great Lakes, much of central Illinois seeing that rain. We are going to start seeing that rain very shortly here, and pockets of heavy rain are going to move into our region. We're expected to get just 2 to 4 inches in some places, so be mindful of that, especially if you live near the Ohio River, possible flooding there. So on the rest of the week, showers across the board, but again, let's say it again, guys. Sunday. That's what I'm talking about. We're looking at sun and 55 degrees for the high.
All right, thanks, Jordan, and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Jacob Gordon.
All right, thank you very much. I'm Zach Warhus for Jordan, Taylor, Patrick Cotto, and all the students who work on Evening Edition. Good night.